Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to our channel, Back to Sicily. It has been 2 months to the day, I believe, since we posted video number 19. So this should be number 20, and just to get you updated, in these past 2 months, I have completed the attorney Alfred Zappala series. He has published 4 to date, and I sort of read them in reversed order because the last 3 were available immediately on Amazon to be ordered, and the first book that he wrote was not available for quite a while. So when I saw it on Amazon Books, I immediately ordered 2 of them, and so I read it maybe last month and really enjoyed his Alfred's perspective and basically his philosophy of being a reverse immigrant, the fact that his grandfathers came from Sicily, and and his dad, so it's sort of a returning home. In Filipino, of course, we say balik bayan, which is return to the country. And the concept, of course, is very similar to those of us who come from the Filipino American community. It really parallels our experience in every way. It's quite uncanny. But anyway, so I have 2 copies of Alfred's books, and I think my mother-in-law, she actually has the other 3, and I'm going to share one of these 2 with her and give the other one to a friend who is interested in this whole concept of reverse immigrant returning back to the old country, or in our case, of course, it's back to Sicily. Another great book that I found, and I love these kinds of books where it's really a photo journal, so to speak. And this is a book by Carla Colson. She's from Australia, and like many of us in this world of sharing the love of Italy, and in particular Sicily, of course, for us. I believe she was a designer who had her own design clothing shop in Australia, very successful, but just did not just had that one little spot that sort of a wanderer's artist itch that could not be fulfilled. So she just sold everything like everybody else in most of these narratives, and then just on blind faith went to follow her dream to move to Italy. And the book is great. I love the photographs. I love the writing. So if you get a chance, certainly have a look, a read of Alfred Zappala's The Reverse Immigrant book, as well as Carla Colson. Now, I'm going to jump a second to kind of give you a quick update on what I've been, besides reading books like these 2. Of course, I've followed from time to time many of the familiar and favorites, other YouTube channels, such as the Juicy Blog, and with Mike and with Lucy and George, and then of course their good friends Mike and Nellie, the Austrian couple who like Lucy and George, somehow their journey brought them to the Philippines, and now both couples. Oh, by the way, I think in this interim, Mike and Nellie did get engaged in the magical island of Boracay. So those were wonderful uploads that they shared. So in the meantime, I continue, besides continuing to watch and enjoy their blogs, there are a couple of new discoveries that I've also come to enjoy. And one of them, following up on the book theme, is Katie Quinn. I believe her channel is called Q Katie, and she has a special group called the Quirky Club, and she is quite quirky and full of enthusiasm and energy. And she and her husband, Connor, excuse me, moved, I guess, from the Midwest to New York and then to London. And then during the quarantine pandemic period, they somehow managed to get to Italy and are in the Puglia area. So that's in the province of Bari. And so Katie has a book which I just ordered yesterday on Amazon, and I forgot to order related to all these readings. An American Indian writer, Jhumpa Lahiri. I know I've seen her name floating around before because of the literary awards she has won over the years, but apparently she has taken to follow her earlier dreams of not only learning Italian, but actually learning it well enough to write in Italian, which is absolutely enviable to 1,000th degree. But anyway, I'm looking forward to ordering and reading some of her books as well. And also just a quick aside, I know I just Googled her bio, and I see that she was born in London to Indian parents, but she grew up from the age of 3 in Kingston, Rhode Island, because her dad was a librarian at the University of Rhode Island, which is in Kingston, Rhode Island. But the significance or connection to me, of course, is across the Narragansett Bay is Newport, Rhode Island, which is where my Navy ship, and actually that's also where the Navy's Officer Candidate School is, where I attended that and received my naval commission from the OCS in Newport. As well as, I think 10, 12 years later, I did go back to Newport to attend the Naval War College, which is another one other really fun stage in my 20-year Navy career. Anyway, I'm going off on tangents here. So very quickly on other channels that I've newly discovered in these past 2 months are, let me see, just sticking to the Sicily base. There's Living Simply in Sicily with Jeff and Gigi, who, like me, are older couple. They're fully retired, so I believe they are splitting their time between a house in Florida somewhere and just living it up simply in Sicily. So their many uploads have been just on fun segments about what they do on a day-to-day basis, from food shopping like everybody else to making some food from recipes that they've either received from new friends in Sicily or from the internet. And it's just fun to look at their videos. Andiamo with the Applebee's. This is a couple, I think they're almost going to be retired school teachers. They're waiting a couple more years till full retirement, and then they will, I don't know if they will completely pull up stakes and go to Italy and buy a place there and live there forever, happily ever after. But I'm kind of smiling to myself because Leo and I want to try to make a funny video about going to the real Applebee's here in our hometown, and then posting it as our version of Andiamo, not with the Applebee's, but Andiamo to Applebee's. So we'll see if we can manage to do that. But first, I have to learn how to cut and paste and do editing instead of just doing this sit down for 10 minutes talking to the camera and to you. But anyway, to complete the other channels that I've watched, I'll jump back to the Philippines. I think I mentioned Bisayang Hilaw before. That's a man named Carson Moody, and I think one of the last videos I saw that he posted, he actually returned home to Utah, and I don't know the story well enough, but he seems to have been in a relationship with a woman from Mindanao by the name of Cheryl Doriel. And I just watched one or two of their latest videos, and I caught her speaking Ilonggo or Bisayan, which is not unusual because a lot of Bisayas immigrated to the Mindanao area some time ago when there was some sort of internal relocation of people from the Visayas area into Mindanao. But that's another story for another day. So basically, that's really the update. We are, as I said, committed to finally going back to Sicily, but I believe it will be no earlier than September, and unless the children get their COVID vaccinations first, which we're really crossing our fingers and hoping that it will happen this summer. So until the next upload, we'll see you then. Thank you so much, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Leo always reminds me to ask people to do that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.